Hello everyone and welcome to my August and September book haul. Things have gotten crazy in this house for a bit. So we had the carpeting replaced in the house. I still need to put my office together. But shortly after the carpet was replaced, the water heater or the water softener went out. So we had to have that replaced. And then, not even a week later, the sewage pipe in the basement burst. All of this stuff, the carpeting, the water softener, and the sewage pipe were all original to the house, which was built sometime in the 80s. I want to say early to mid 1980s. So it's time for things to start happening in this house, unfortunately. So the pipe was just very old, it was corroded, and so it busted. So we did that, and now we need to have some carpet replaced, some of the new carpet replaced, because when the sewage pipe burst, it flooded into the, which was in the basement, it flooded into the stair landing. So we need that whole thing replaced, and then halfway into the door jamb of my office. So putting my office together is definitely on the back burner, but I do have some books to show you. So, and I got sick. I had days where I was overstimulated with my autism, or I was in a lot of pain. I got sick like twice. One of them was a cold. So yeah, anyway, I am feeling much, much better. And so it's time to do a haul. Some of these I think I got in August, some of them in September. So I'm calling it in August and September. I don't remember which ones arrived when. So I'm just going to combine them. If I know where they came from, I'll let you know. Some of these I'm not going to remember. I might remember some of them, but I don't know. Well, I'll just let you know. Okay. Starting off with Took by Mary Downing Hahn. This one my mom read. She doesn't think she'll reread it. She knows I do like Mary Downing Hahn's books. So she's passed this on to me. It says, "They say that a ghost witch lives in the woods upon the hill. They say her companion has a pig's skull for a face and stands taller than a man, his skeleton gleaming in the moonlight. They say that the witch takes young girls and no one ever sees them again. Daniel doesn't believe the stories. He figures the kids on the bus are just trying to scare him since he's new. Still, he wishes his family had never moved here. Their house is a wreck, Mom and Dad keep fighting, and his little sister Erica spends most of her time talking to her creepy doll. But when Erica disappears into the woods one day, Daniel knows something is terribly wrong. Has she been took?" Next, these two I did get from Thrift Books, and these are series continuations. There's only 3 books in this series. I read the first one, and then I decided to get the next 2. Which one is book number 2? Let's see. The series is called A Magic Potion Mystery. It is written by Heather Blake. And book number 2 is this one, One Potion in the Grave. When Katie Sue Periwinkle walks into and these are cozy mysteries, so I am going to read the back. Let's see. When Katie Sue Periwinkle walks into the little shop of potions, Carly is surprised and delighted to see her old childhood friend. Katie Sue fled her hometown and a troubled family over a decade ago, but she's not back for a social visit. She's come to settle a score with Senator Warren Calhoun, I'm guessing that's how that's said, who is in the town for his son's high-profile wedding. Before Katie Sue has a chance to voice any objections, she's forced forever to hold her peace. After finding her friend dead, Carly vows to find her murderer. Were the corrupt Calhouns willing to go to any length to avoid a scandal? Did Katie Sue's family take the term bad blood to a whole new level? And why did the bride-to-be come to Carly for a love potion? As Carly gets closer to the truth, a killer is planning a very chilly reception. So, One Potion in the Grave. The third book in that series, and again, there's only 3 books out in this, and I think it's complete. Not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, book number 3 is Ghost of a Potion. Again, Heather Blake is the author. And I can't read the full synopsis because there is a sticker covering up part of it, so I'm just going to read the first little paragraph. It says, with all the ghosts that haunt her at this time of year, Carly doesn't exactly rush to celebrate Halloween. Even a costume ball organized by her boyfriend Dylan's mother, Patricia Davis Jackson, holds little allure. But to please Dylan, who wants peace between the two women, Carly reluctantly agrees to attend. So obviously, cozy mystery, someone's going to die. She's going to try to figure it out. So, yeah, so there's those ones. Now, these next three... Yes. Okay, these next three I got from a little free library, so I didn't pay anything for these ones. I went to drop off a book, and I found these three, and they looked pretty good. So this first one is All the Pretty Girls by J.T. Ellison. Nashville homicide lieutenant Taylor Jackson is working to catch a serial rapist after a local girl falls prey to a sadistic killer. The Southern Strangler is slaughtering his way through the Southeast, leaving a gruesome memento at each crime scene, the prior victim's severed hand. Taylor finds herself in a joint investigation with her lover, FBI profiler Dr. John Baldwin, as they pursue the vicious murderer. Ambitious TV reporter Whitney Connolly is certain the Southern Strangler is her ticket out of Nashville. She's got a scoop that could break the case, but she has no idea how close to the story she really is, or what it will cost her. Battling an old injury and her own demons, Taylor is desperate to quell the rising tide of bodies. But as the killer spirals out of control, everyone involved must face a horrible truth. The purest evil is born of private lies. And I did check before I took these from the Little Free Library. These are either the first book in a series. Again, there's three of them. Either the first book in a series or they are standalones. And I think this one's a standalone. I could be wrong. This one I know is part of a series because it does say book one. And I know this is a beloved series. This has been a beloved author on BookTube. Hey, Polly. Here. Say hi real quick. Say hi. There you go. Okay, and that is the book I'm talking about is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. So this is book number 1 in the Mortal Instruments. It says, when Clary Frey, and I have not read any of Cassandra Clare before, so this will be my first time reading this author. When Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with odd markings. This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons and keeping the old werewolves and vampires in line. It's also her first meeting with gorgeous golden-haired Jace. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance. When her mother disappears and Clary finds herself attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in an ordinary mundane like Clary? And how did she suddenly get the sight? The Shadow Hunters would like to know. And I would not be surprised if I'm saying that name wrong. Okay, this next one is a historical fiction. I can tell just from the cover of it. And this one is The Book of Lost Names. Written by Kristen Harmel, it looks like. Eva Traub Abrams, a semi-retired librarian in Florida, is at the returns desk one morning when her eyes lock onto a photograph in a newspaper nearby. She freezes. It's an image of a book she hasn't seen in 65 years. A book she recognizes as the Book of Lost Names. The accompanying article describes the looting of libraries across Europe by the Nazis during World War II, an experience Eva remembers all too well. As a graduate student in 1942, Eva was forced to flee Paris after the arrest of her father, a Polish Jew. Finding refuge in a small mountain town in the Free Zone, she begins forging identity documents for Jewish children fleeing to neutral Switzerland. But erasing people comes with a price. And along with a mysterious handsome forger named Remy, Eva decides she must find a way to preserve the real names of the children who are too young to remember who they really are. The records they keep in the Book of Lost Names will become even more vital when the resistance cell they work with is betrayed and Remy disappears. As the Germans close in, Eva records a last vital message in the book. Decades later, does she have the strength to seek out its answer and help reunite those lost during the war? That sounds really good. Okay, these next two, at some point I went to Barnes & Noble. So these two are from Barnes & Noble. And this one, I believe, is actually book number 2. I found out it's book number 2 in a series, so I will not be reading the synopsis because I don't know. I have not read the first one. I don't know if it's going to spoil anything. So, this book is Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. And this is, book number 1 is Rewitched. So, okay, this next one is, I got it because it is a fairly pretty cover. And it's Christmassy, and I thought I could try and read it this season. So, this one is Snowy Mountain Christmas by Sharon Sala? Don't know how to say it. Let's see. One minute, Trey Austin is driving through torrential rain. The next, he's being rescued from a car wreck by an angelic woman with the courage to brave the storm. Her face is the last thing he saw before he lost consciousness. No one got her name, but she lost one shoe in the mud. It's Trey's only clue, so he takes the internet hoping against hope that he'll find his angel. Just when he's almost given up, Trey gets a message from Marley Corbet, owner of a cozy bed and breakfast in Colorado, and he instantly knows he's found her. Without hesitation, Trey heads to the mountains to meet Marley just in time to spend an unforgettable Christmas snowed in with his dream girl who, when finally in front of him, is even more special than he remembers. So that sounds really sweet. Okay, and this next one was a pre-order, and this one is another prequel, and I am surprised this book is as short as it is because the other 2 books in this series are chunky. And this one is Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon. So I will not read the synopsis. Well, Priory of the Orange Tree, A Day of Fallen Night, and now we have Among the Burning Flowers. It says it's a Roots of Chaos tale. Yeah, I'll read the synopsis of this one because it's more like a prequel. So it says, it has been centuries since the draconic army took wing, almost extinguishing humankind. In Yascalan, Marosa Vitalda is a prisoner in her own home, controlled by her cold father, King Sigoso. Over the mountains, her betrothed, Aberchet Llewellyn, rules Mentidon in all but name. Together, they intend to usher in a better world. A better world seems impossibly distant to Estina Malago, who hunts the draconic beasts but have slept across the world for centuries. And now the great worm, Friedel, is stirring, and Yascalan, land of sunshine and lavender, will soon be ablaze. And look how thin that is. So, compared to the other ones, this is a nice short book. It is less than 300 pages. Let's see. That's the acknowledgments. So, not counting the acknowledgments, nor the glossary, nor the persons of the tale, nor the timeline. It's 253 pages, it looks like. Oh, and there's a picture there. Are there other pictures throughout this? Doesn't look like it. Oh, other than that. So yeah, all right. So that was a pre-order. All right. I've got one more stack here, larger stack. So let me move these ones I just hauled out of the way so I can move this stack closer to me. Okay. This one was from a book box. Does it say, I want to say it's Bright Side Candles. Could be wrong, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, Nocturnal Ink. Okay, so Nocturnal Ink. So is the box. This one is Honeysuckles by January Rain. The quote on the back says, "She'll never walk alone again. I'll be her shadow, and in the night, I'll be her dark." This is a reversible dust jacket, but I cannot show you that because it is definitely not safe for work, but I'm going to take the dust jacket off. This is the front cover under the dust jacket. Stenciled edges. These are just, it's black with orange kind of floral. And then there's another quote. It says, "I'll show her the stars, even if it means dragging her through the darkness of hell." And end pages, same on the back. This is signed. Making sure you can see that a little bit. And let's see. We're following Creed and Demi, because it does have their names there. And then there's a dictionary, emphasis on the dictionary, and it tells you when things get spicy. So which chapters, which it says it gets spicy in the prologue, chapters 10, 13, 14, 18, 19, and the epilogue. This book contains stalking, dark themes, non-consent, SA, somnophilia, forced pregnancy, birth control, tampering, blood sharing, a drugged FMC, and murder. So there's your trigger warnings. So, and then we're into the prologue. Okay, so the dust jacket does have a synopsis, so I'll read that. So let me just go ahead and put the book back in. Okay, I am a monster DNA experiment, and she's everything my beasts want. I escaped the hell that tortured me for months. I'm turned into something so dangerous and brutal. I don't recognize myself, and when I feel a pull in my chest, I follow it, not understanding why. I see her, and possession takes over. Her beauty is an addiction, and her smell, gosh, her scent, it drives me insane. A thing like me doesn't stand a chance with a woman like her. I am obsessed. I can't stay away. I stalk her. I kill for her. I take her. I mark my territory. I protect her from everyone and everything except me. She's mine, whether she likes it or not. And all my beasts agree. So, okay, so there's that one. And then this one I got from Thrift Books because I got in a previous romance reveal book, a book later on in the series. So from Thrift Books, I got book number 1. So this is a Preston Brothers novel, and it is book 1, and this one is Lucas by J. McLean. In a sprint, every millisecond counts. When you're waiting for love, those milliseconds can feel like eons. High school senior Lucas Preston has it all. Star of the track team, a scholarship waiting for him, an apartment to himself, and a revolving door of girlfriends. He also has an older sister, 5 younger brothers, and a father who relies on him to make sure those brothers don't kill each other. His saving grace, Lois Laney Sanders, a girl he started to fall in like with when he was just 11, a girl who became his best friend, his confidant, his courage. It took 16 clicks and 8 seconds for Lucas to realize that his like for Laney has turned into love. 8 life-changing seconds. It's also the exact length of time it took to lose her. So, again, that's Lucas. Okay, next one. This one was from Once Upon a Book Club, and there's a series that they are occasionally doing. They are working on. There's 2 other books in this series. I don't know what the synopsis is. There's no synopsis. It did come with a signed book plate. And this one is The South Wind. So I have 2 other ones in this series in this edition. So it's like kind of a map for the stenciled edges. And I have, is it the North Wind? The North Wind and the West Wind. And this is the 4-wind series. So we have North, West, South. And I'm sure that when they do the East Wind, I will get that box as well. Quote on the back. Okay, so the South Wind, this is by Alexandria Warwick. So there's the signed book plate. Quote on the back says, "My home is with you wherever you wander." So, and this was a pre-order. So I pre-ordered that box. And let's see, this next one, this one was from Romance Reveal. This is an Oakside Military Heroes by Casey Rose, called Saving Easton. He's a grumpy prisoner of war who won't let anyone around him. She's the ball of sunshine that pushes his boundaries. What happens when she pushes too far? A year of being tortured as a POW has left him lost in his own head. Until she walks in, his best friend's little sister. She's full of sunshine and smiles. Well, he can't stand to be touched, but he still feels drawn to her. He had a crush on her for years, and her memory pulled him through his darkest times. Even now, she's the only one who holds the key to his recovery. She's pushing him outside his comfort zone, but when she pushes him too far, will she lose him forever? This next one was my mom's book. The print is too small for her to physically read, so she listened to this via audiobook. She thought it was just okay, but I have a more wide variety of stuff that I like and will read, and so she went ahead and passed this on to me. This one is this, okay, hang on. Hannah Coulter. Okay. It's like there's a name here and a name here, so I was trying to figure out. So it's Hannah Coulter by Wendell Berry. In this latest installment of Wendell Berry's acclaimed story about the citizens of Port William, Kentucky, Hannah Coulter sorts through her memories. So I'm wondering if this is later on in a series or standalone. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. Anyway, continuing on, it says, twice widowed, alone, and in her late 70s, Hannah recalls childhood, young love and loss, raising children and changing of seasons. She offers her steady voice as she contemplates the deterioration of community with wise and often fiery opinions about the way things were, are, and might have been. So Hannah Coulter. Okay, this next one is book number 2 in a series. I got this one from Thrift Books, and this one is Well Played by Jen DeLuca. Stacy is jolted when her friends Simon and Emily get engaged, and this follows different characters. She knew she was putting her life on hold when she stayed in Willow Creek to care for her sick mother. But it's been years now, and even though Stacy loves spending her summers pouring drinks and flirting with patrons at the local Renaissance fair, she wants more out of life. Stacy vows to have things figured out by the time her friends get hitched at fair next summer. Maybe she'll even find the one. When Stacy imagined her dream guy, it never occurred to her that her summertime flair fling, Dex McLean, might fit the bill. While Dex is easy on the eyes on stage with his band The Dueling Kilts, Stacy has never felt an emotional connection with him. So when she receives a tender email from the typically monosyllabic hunk, she's not sure what to make of it. Fair returns to Willow Creek, and Stacy comes face to face with the man with whom she's exchanged hundreds of online messages over the past 11 months. To Stacy's shock, it isn't Dex she's been falling in love with. It isn't Dex. She's been falling in love with a man she barely knows. And the first one was really fun, and it was very cute. It did get a little spicy, had a little spice, but so I imagine this will have just a little bit of steam as well, but not spicy. Okay, this next one is one that my mom passed to me as well. So she's gifted me a couple of books. This one is Restart by Gordon Corman. I'm assuming this is middle grade because it does say Scholastic, and my experiences have always been middle grade. This one, the writing is just too small for her as well. So it says, Chase's memory just went out the window. Chase doesn't remember falling off the roof. He doesn't remember hitting his head. He doesn't, in fact, remember anything. He wakes up in a hospital room and suddenly has to learn his whole life over again, starting with his own name. He knows he's Chase, but who is Chase? When he gets back to school, he sees that different kids have very different reactions to his return. Some kids treat him like a hero. Some kids are clearly afraid of him. One girl in particular is so angry with him that she pours her frozen yogurt on his head the first chance she gets. Pretty soon, it's not only a question of who Chase is, it's a question of who he was and who he's going to be. Okay, another one that my mom gifted to me is Mistress of Melon by Victoria Holt. And I don't remember why. I think she was just kind of lukewarm about it. So, but thinks I'll like it. So this is the classic novel of romantic suspense. Mount Mellon stood as proud and magnificent as Martha Lee has envisioned. But what about its master, Conan Tremelin? Would Martha's new employer be as romantic as his name suggested? As she has approached the sprawling mansion towering above the cliffs of Cornwall, an odd chill of apprehension had overcome her. Trey Mellon's young daughter, Alvine, proves to be spoiled and difficult, as the three governesses before Martha had discovered. But it is the girl's father whose cool, arrogant demeanor unleashes unfamiliar sensations and turmoil, even as whispers of past tragedy and present danger began to insinuate themselves into Martha's life. Powerless against her growing desire for the enigmatic Conan, she is drawn deeper into family secrets, and soon passion overpowers reason, sending her head and heart spinning. But though evil lurks in the shadows, so does love, and the possible promise of forever. Okay, this next one was from Once Upon a Book Club. I don't remember if this was a special edition box or what, but yeah. Anyway, this one is Asylum Hotel by Juliet Blackwell. Aubrey Spencer loves photographing classic old buildings and abandoned places that hold old secrets. The Hotel Seabrink, perched overlooking the sea, is one such place. Currently empty but scheduled for a major renovation, it has a torrid history. Back in the 1920s, it hosted A-list celebrity clientele, and now the locals insist it is haunted by the ghosts of two young women who died there. When Audrey goes to photograph the site before the renovation begins, she bumps into a man named Dmitry Petrov, a minor online celebrity who shares her fascination with old buildings, the Hotel Seabrink in particular. When he is found dead the next day at the base of a cliff, the police are quick to close the investigation, but Aubrey feels unsettled by locals who claim he was murdered, and that it's not the first time someone interested in the hotel was killed. As she digs deeper into the property's dark history and its origins as an asylum, as well as Dimitri's professional rivalries, she becomes married in an unsolved murder case from several decades earlier, one with eerie parallels to the contemporary case. But someone is determined to keep her from discovering the truth at any cost. Let's see, this next one was from Romance Reveal book box. This one is P.S. You're the Worst by Jane Anthony. Rich, spoiled, cocky playboy. Dylan Masters is the worst. Our only date ended with me doing the walk of shame, with his taste still lingering on my tongue. I never expected to see him again, nor did I want to. But when he walks into my restaurant the next morning, I have no choice but to serve him lunch with a smile. Turns out Dylan isn't just a date gone wrong, he's the governor's son. He's as callous as he is gorgeous, a golden boy set up for a charmed life, and I'm nothing more than the help. Yet it doesn't stop his ravenous pursuit to get my attention. He expects me to worship him like everyone else, but he could choke on his silver spoon for all I care. Hate and love are two sides of the same coin. If he wants my heart, he'll have to work harder. In a world where cash is king, Dylan Masters finally found the one thing he wants that money can't buy. Me. These next two were also from my mom. This one I know she got from Barnes & Noble, and she started to read it and she just was not in the mood for it. So she just passed it on to me because I did say that I have read this via ebook. I really liked it and want the physical copy at some point. So she went ahead and passed it to me. And that is City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. So this is book number 1 in a series. I look forward to reading it physically. It says, ever since Cass almost drowned, okay, she did drown, but she doesn't like to think about it. She can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead and enter the world of spirits. Her best friend is even a ghost. Things get even stranger when Cass's parents start hosting a TV show about the world's most haunted places. The family heads off to Edinburgh, Scotland, where graveyards, castles, and secret passageways teem with restless phantoms. And when Cass meets a girl who shares her gift, She realizes how much she still has to learn about the veil and herself. And she'll have to learn fast. The city of ghosts is more dangerous than she ever imagined. Next up is another one that it seems like it's more fantastical. She's not really big into fantasy type leaning stuff. So it turned out to be more fantastical than she wants. And then she likes. More fantastical than she likes. So she's passed it on to me. And this one is Ravenfall by Callan Joseph. It says, 13-year-old Anna Belinke has never been normal. Her family uses her psychic abilities to help her run the Ravenfall Inn, a magical B&B between the human world and the other world. But it's hard to contribute when your only power is foreseeing death. So when 14-year-old Colin Pierce arrives at Ravenfall searching for his missing older brother, Anna jumps at the chance to help. But the mysteries tied to Colin go much deeper than either of them expects. Now a supernatural creature straight out of Celtic mythology, one with eerie connections to Colin's family, is coming after them. If Anna and Colin can't stop the creature by Halloween night, it would spell destruction for Ravenfall and the world as they know it. Oh, this next one I got from a little free library as well. And this is book number 1. At some point, I ended up with book number 2 or 3. This is book number 1. And this one is The Witcher series, The Time of Contempt by Andrzej Sapkowski. And it looks like this one is the TV adaptation series cover. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Geralt the Witcher has fought monsters and demons across the land, but even he might not be prepared for what is to come. The kings and their armies are maneuvering for position, each fearing invasion from across the river, each fearing their neighbors more. And after decades of oppression, the elves and other races are fighting back and fighting one another. With growing numbers preparing for battle, the threat of a devastating war looms ever greater. Intrigue, dissent, and rebellion fester on all sides. Against this backdrop of fear, Geralt must protect his ward, Ciri, the orphaned heir who is sought by all, a child of prophecy. She will have her power to change the world, but only if she lives to use it. For her safety, Geralt sends her to train with the sorceress Yennefer. But all is not well within the Council of Wizards. Okay, these next 3 are from some book box that was pre-ordered. Oh, Brightside Candles. These next 3 are from Brightside Candles. I pre-ordered these in July, and they finally arrived. So this one is Rainfall by Allison Rhymes. And there is so it's got lightning there, same on the top and the bottom. Quote on the back: I hated you for moving on. I hated you for leaving me behind. Hey, Papa. Book end pages, and I think they're the same on the back. Yeah, they're the same on the back. And looks like it's a digital signature. Any trigger or content warnings for Rainfall or any of my other titles can be found on my website. And there is no synopsis, so I don't know what it's about, but Rainfall. I do like the cover on that one. So there's not going to be a synopsis on these next 2 that I'm going to show you. So this one is False Start by Sasha Marshall. The quote on the back says, I will always want you to be happy, even if it means you're truly happy with someone else. Broken glass stenciled edges, it's the same, goes all the way around. And end pages, it'll be the same on the back. Yeah, same on the back. And signature page, looks like it's a digital signature. So yeah, there's that one. Don't know what it's about. Next up, I have Logan by J. McLean. Wait. Didn't I just haul that one? Hang on. Oh no, Lucas is what I have. Okay, this one's Logan. So Lucas and Logan. So, okay. That makes a bit more sense. So this one's Logan. It has a penny as a necklace on the stenciled edges. And then it's just like a sky or kind of a watercolory thing. Let's see. End pages. Quote on the back, I am lost, I am high, floating. I am low beneath the earth's surface. I am night, she is day. So there we go. Okay, this next one, this is from, comes from overseas. It's got a map. Is this the one? Oh, yes. Goldsboro. This is number 1,813 of 2,000 copies of the first edition. This is Birth of a Dynasty by Chinaza Bado. I'm sure I slaughtered that one. Quote on the back, I swear by my blood that spills upon the earth and the ancestors who watch over us all, your lineage shall weep in agony. You will run to the ends of the earth in fear, and we will find you still. Birth of a Dynasty. Scorpion, stenciled edge is just red on the bottom and top. It does, this black spot is a ribbon. So it comes with a black ribbon. I don't want to pull it out because then it's hard to get it back in until I'm ready for it. So let's see. Oh, it has a map on the end pages. It's the same thing on the back. And back underneath the dust jacket, same on the front. Okay, so this one reads, I will never forgive, I will never forget, I will show them no mercy. Driven by vengeance, Makuru Mukandi, the sole surviving member of his house, will have his revenge against the prince who slaughtered his people and against the Zinzeli dynasty itself. So he bides his time among the enemy, hidden, waiting until an impostor arrives claiming his identity and his bloody inheritance. Damned by prophecy. Zikora, daughter of Lord Nenomini. I'm going to have to find an audiobook to get these names. Let's see. Anyway, cares not for court and its schemes. Instead, she dreams of being a warrior. But a famed prophecy has named her as the only living threat to the throne, and she must turn her blade to another task. United by revenge. No matter the cost, Makuri and Zikora will claim retribution for the people they have lost, if only to save those they have left, bringing ruin to a kingdom and birth to a dynasty. Birth of a Dynasty. Okay, this next one, oh, I got this one from another little free library. And this one is, I've only read one book from this author, and it has been, like, I want to say it was right after high school or like my senior year of high school. I don't exactly remember, but it's been years since I've read from this author, and I really enjoyed what I did read. Got pretty gory at the beginning of it. I do remember that. This one is Just Take My Heart by Mary Higgins Clark. Let's see. Natalie Raines, one of Broadway's brightest stars, accidentally discovers who killed her former roommate and sets in motion a series of shocking events that puts more than one life in extreme peril. While Natalie and her roommate Jamie Evans were both struggling young actresses, Jamie has been involved with a mysterious married man to whom she referred only by nickname. Natalie comes face to face with him years later and inadvertently addresses him by the nickname Jamie had used. A few days later, Natalie is found in her home in Gloucester, New Jersey, dying from a gunshot wound. Immediately, the police suspect Natalie's theatrical agent and soon-to-be ex-husband, Greg Aldrich. He had long been a person of interest and was known to have stalked Natalie to find out if she was seeing another man. But no charges are brought against him until 2 years later, when Jimmy Easton, a career criminal, suddenly comes forward to claim that Aldrich had tried to hire him to kill his wife. Easton knows details about the Aldrich home that only someone who had been there to plan a murder, for instance, could possibly know. The case is a plum assignment for Emily Wallace, an attractive 32-year-old assistant prosecutor. As she spends increasingly long hours preparing for the trial, a seemingly well-meaning neighbor offers to take care of her dog in her absence. Unaware of his violent past, she gives him a key to her home. As Aldrich's child As Aldrich's trial is making headlines, her boss warns Emily that this high-profile case will reveal personal matters about her, such as the fact that she had a heart transplant. And during the trial, Emily experiences sentiments that defy all reason and continue after Greg Aldrich's fate is decided by the jury. In the meantime, she does not realize that her own life is at risk. So, just take my heart. Okay, only 2 more books. This next one, Nocturnal Ink, I believe. Let's see. I cannot show you. Under the Dust Jacket is definitely not safe for work. This is going to be a religious type dark romance. Yeah, Nocturnal Ink. This one is Sella Gothic by Kate Blackthorne. And let's see. So it's like, so the stenciled edges are like stained glass windows. The quote on the back, it says, "You do not have a quiet spirit. Those rules are for men, not for women. Our smallest sins will always be worse than their greatest. And the sooner you embrace that fact, the quicker you can be sanctified." And so I can't show you under the dust. I can't show you the reversible dust jacket, but under the dust jacket, look at that. And in the back has another quote. This one says, "You are forgiven. I wanted to be forgiven, and I wanted to do more than beg forgiveness from him." End pages on the front, and they are the same on the back. Signature is right. It's hard to see, but it is right there. And then there's a couple pages where it says, "Where I convince you not to read this," so I'm sure that's going to have the content and trigger warnings. Oh, trigger warnings include, but are not limited to, religious trauma, religious abuse, childhood neglect, purity culture, SA on page, attempted SA, suicide, physical punishments, demonic possession, horror, gore, graphic sexual encounters, and many more. So, okay, let me get the dust jacket back on, and then I will read the synopsis. Okay. "Now I lay me down to sleep. Impure thoughts sent me spiraling toward my fate. I was the holy daughter of Lady of Sorrows Church, the one meant to bring millions to faith in God. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. But my own sins had my dad banishing me to a seaside church of terrors, and the worst and most terrible horror of them all, the exorcist. If I should die before I wake, Father Dante Amroth was meant to exorcise me of my sins and send me back to my Father, pure and holy once more. I pray the Lord my soul to take. And I'll spoil it for you. Demons were found, even inside me, but none of it was what I expected. Thankfully, it was so much worse." So dark romance. Okay. This last one is a series bind up in one book, and this one is Soul Reader. It's the Arcane Souls World. It says it's a complete series by Annie Anderson, and this is heavy. Stenciled edges. It does have, you can see a little bit of ribbon. The back says, "Sloane Cabot is a dead woman," or at least that's what the headline says. "In this new life, there are 2 things she knows for certain: how to kill bad guys, and that something awful must have happened to turn her into a blood-sucking monster. Unfortunately, having no memory and a sizable dead count paints a mighty big target on one's back. With a price on her head and nowhere to run, choosing between indentured servitude with the night watch, or certain death kind of seems like a no-brainer. If only there wasn't that silly little rule about not killing people." Soul Reader. And let me quote on the flap says, "Waking up at the foot of your own grave is no picnic, especially when you can't remember how you got there." Dust jacket is not reversible. I mean, it is if that's all you want, is just the white. Under, oh, you really can't see that, but it's very dark dark red and black. A rose petal, like iron, like on a gate, how it has that intricacy on it. Inside the end pages, and I believe they're the same. Yep, same on the back. And let's see, it is signed. This one I saw an ad for on Instagram. I went to the author's website and got it. And it just starts with book number 1. I don't know how many books there are in this. I think it's a trilogy if I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% positive on that. So, and I'm not seeing anything in there that says one way or the other. So, oh, I just flipped to where it says book number 3 is titled Grave Watch. So there's at least the 3. So it looks like it is a trilogy. So anyway, that is it. These are all of the books that I got from August to September. I don't remember which ones came in August nor which ones came in September. So yeah, it's, as I said, it's been crazy couple of months here. So let me know if you've read any of these books or have read from any of these authors. Definitely let me know. I did check because this one, Hannah Coulter, did sound like it's in a series, and it is part of a series. Book number 1 is Nathan Coulter. Let's see. And so I will be getting that for like $10 from Thrift Books. So I'm going to go ahead and order that so I can make sure I've got all of the character backstories and not miss anything. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books or books from any of these authors. And is there an edition that I held up that you liked the best? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.